another successful week, a road trip down to San Diego, and you guys stayed top of the conference standings with another sweep. You just kind of talk about what went well for you guys down there.
You know, it was a combination of everything. You know, nothing really stood out, obviously, but it was just San Diego is a scrappy team, good little squad, and it was just about us executing when needed to. You know, our pitching got in some rough waters, but was able to pitch out of it, and you know, our hitters came up big when needed. McKibben with a home run, you know, Hollingsworth with some doubles, RBIs. You know, Randall with a couple of hits here. Chavez had a really good weekend. Holland stealing bases, and then just defensively, you know, we pulled off some double plays, just some good plays when needed it. And so right now it's just about all of us working together, all aspects of our game, and not relying on one thing.
This week on the road again at Chico, rivalry, facing them, and record-wise, kind of looks like pretty the same as San Diego, but Chico's definitely giving you guys a battle.
Yeah, Chico's had their ups and downs, but they're a good squad. You look at their stats, and you know, pitching-wise, you know, they're below a 2. Hitting-wise, they're hitting 300. You know, they can beat you at any time, but we expect to go into their home and take 4 like we did in San Diego and just keep this momentum going, and basically just doing what we've been doing and having all aspects of our game work together, and really, you know, they're complementing each other right now, and that's just about what needs to happen, and that's what's keeping that momentum going for us.
One other question about San Diego. Holland, her impressive rookie season, freshman season continues. You know, breaking the record consecutive.
It was consecutive games on base, and it was by Corey Reinhardt, the Monterey-based All-American. So,
but basically for her, just getting on base, and you know, she's obviously moving around bases, stealing bases, but you know, she's doing her job, and that's obviously helping out the hitters and getting her home in the RBI total.
Well, it's just about, she just jump starts our offense, and that's what a number one hitter is supposed to do, and it's something that we really haven't had at the top of the lineup in a long time. You know, we've always relied really on power. I mean, when we put Chrissy Stolf up in the number 1 spot a couple of years ago, you know, Tanya Walker, even though she was speed, had a lot of power. You know, and so, you know, having Holland up there is just, it's making the defense, their defense, not only have to think about the home run, but to think about Holland on the base. And so I really think it trickles down. It's a trickle-down effect because she's getting on base, Darian's seeing different pitching, Hollingsworth is driving him in, Randall, you know, and so forth and so forth. And it's just a different aspect to our game that we haven't had in a while. It's nice to see that.
Hey, you guys are winning, but when you look at your team on the field, what's an area that you guys can improve in right now?
I think it's really, honestly, it's consistency in our intensity. We went out there on Friday against San Diego, we were really pumped up, and then Saturday it's almost like we had to battle ourselves. I don't know whether it was just a long bus drive finally catching up with us, whatever it might be, but it's really just got to be the intensity, in the dugout, on the field, in warm-ups. I really couldn't point out anything as far as offense, defense, and pitching wise that really needs to improve, because right now it's just kind of clicking together. And so I wouldn't say it just needs to continue to click. So I wouldn't see any improvement. I wouldn't say it needs improvement.
How do you keep your team focused? The winning obviously is great. You guys play a lot better, different than say the start of the season. But you know, obviously now an eye on that regular season title. But how do you keep this team focused?
You know, honestly, we don't even talk about it. You know, we don't even talk about that we're in first place. We don't talk about where we are in rankings and where we are in the season. It's just about taking one game at a time. I can't remember the last time I've talked to the girls about if we're a game up or not. And it's just because they have to focus on the task at hand. If you worry about the future, then you'll forget about what's going on in the present, and then, you know, your mind's not going to be set on what needs to be done at that time. And so it's just about keeping them in the moment and, like I said, working inning by inning, pitch by pitch, batter by batter, and just staying focused.
Obviously, success on the field, but as a coach, there's a good feeling, but is there in a way that you feel like you can do more things. Obviously, there's hitters that are hitting now better than, say, start of the season, but, they say hitting is contagious. Is coaching and things that you can do on the field, differently?
I don't. There's always things that, in hindsight you think about, oh, I should have done this. But right now, it's just about keeping their confidence level up and, be willing to make a move in the lineup that others might see weird, but because we have a gut feeling, we want to go with it. We put in some pinch runners, we put in some pinch hitters, and they've delivered for us. And it's just about going with what you feel at that time, and just maintaining confidence in your everyday players, obviously, as well as keeping the confidence in your bench players. Because, like I've said all year long, is our bench has been a big part of this season, and we just have to make sure that we're all clicking on that same cylinder. We just got to make sure we stay there.
Do you expect, last question, I promise, do you expect that this series at Chico this weekend could be low scoring?
I would think so, just based on their pitching stats. We haven't seen them though yet, and I don't know if they've really come across a team that hits like we do. But I mean, I just have enough confidence in our hitters that are going to be able to adjust to the pitching, and knowing that our pitching is going to adjust to their hitting and anything they have to handle. I'm sure we're going to give up a couple runs. They're going to give up a couple runs, but again, it's just about executing, a pitch when needed, or executing with runners on bases when